History is a tapestry woven with threads of triumph and tragedy, of progress and regression. From the humble beginnings on the American frontier to the profound spiritual experiences of a young man, we'll traverse the annals of history, seeking to unravel the complexities of the past. Our exploration will take us across continents and through centuries, illuminating pivotal moments that redefine the course of human events. We'll delve into eras of radical transformation, witnessing the spiritual awakening of Joseph Smith and the birth of a new religious movement. The first vision, a profound encounter with the divine, will reveal the enduring power of belief and the deep rifts that can divide humanity. The translation of the Book of Mormon, a work of unimaginable significance, will underscore the fragility of life and the transformative impact of catastrophe. Through it all, we'll uncover the interconnectedness of history, how seemingly disparate events weave together to form the intricate tapestry of our collective past. This exploration is not just about kings and queens, battles and treaties. It's about the lives of ordinary people caught in the currents of history. It's about the ideas that sparked revolutions, the innovations that reshaped societies, and the beliefs that fueled both progress and conflict. By understanding the past, we gain a deeper appreciation for the present and a clearer vision for the future, As we journey from the grandeur of the Renaissance to the tumult of the Reformation, from the intellectual fervor of the Enlightenment to the battlefields of revolution, we'll encounter a cast of characters both renowned and unknown. We'll meet visionary artists and ruthless conquerors, brilliant scientists and fervent reformers, each leaving their mark on the grand narrative of history. But beyond these towering figures, we'll also glimpse the lives of ordinary people, the artisans and laborers, the farmers and merchants, the mothers and fathers, sons and daughters whose stories often go untold. Their struggles and triumphs, their beliefs and aspirations form the rich tapestry of human experience that connects us across time and space. This journey through history is not just a linear progression of events. It's a multifaceted exploration of the human condition. It's a story of resilience and innovation, of conflict and cooperation, of the enduring capacity for both great good and profound evil that resides within us all. By immersing ourselves in the past, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the forces that continue to shape our world. The First Crusade's success, however, proved short-lived. The establishment of Crusader states in the Levant, while initially successful, proved a precarious endeavor. The Muslim world, initially caught off guard by the ferocity of the Crusader attacks, rallied under charismatic leaders like Saladin, who united their forces and gradually pushed back against the European invaders. Over the next 2 centuries, a series of crusades unfolded, each marked by varying degrees of success and failure. The Crusader armies, often riven by internal divisions and plagued by logistical challenges, faced fierce resistance from the Muslim forces determined to defend their lands. The Crusades, far from being a monolithic movement, were fraught with complexities and contradictions. While driven by religious fervor, they were also fueled by political ambitions, economic opportunism, and a thirst for adventure. The Crusaders themselves, hailing from diverse backgrounds and motivated by a range of personal beliefs, often displayed a mix of piety, brutality, and cultural curiosity. In the midst of the tumultuous 14th century, as Europe grappled with the aftershocks of the Crusades, a new and far more devastating threat emerged from the East: the Black Death. This pestilence, a virulent strain of bubonic plague carried by fleas that infested black rats, swept across Europe with terrifying speed, leaving a trail of death and devastation in its wake. The plague's arrival in 1347, brought by trading ships from the Crimea, marked the beginning of a nightmare that would grip the continent for years to come. Cities, already overcrowded and lacking sanitation, became breeding grounds for the disease. The plague spared no one, striking down rich and poor, young and old, with ruthless impartiality. The symptoms of the plague were as terrifying as they were swift. Victims suffered from agonizing headaches, fever, chills, and swollen lymph nodes that turned black and oozed pus. Death, often within days of the first symptoms, came as a merciful release for many. The stench of death permeated the air, a grim reminder of the plague's relentless grip. The Black Death, while a period of unimaginable suffering, also sowed the seeds of significant change in European history. The plague's decimation of the population led to a surplus of land and resources, creating new opportunities for those who survived. The demand for labor empowered the peasantry, contributing to the decline of feudalism and the rise of a more market-oriented economy. The plague's impact on religious life, while initially undermining the Church's authority, also paved the way for new forms of piety and spiritual expression. The widespread fear of death and the questioning of traditional beliefs fostered a climate of religious introspection, contributing to the later emergence of the Reformation. The Black Death, a stark reminder of human vulnerability in the face of nature's power, left an enduring legacy on European history. It reshaped social structures, challenged religious dogma, and ultimately contributed to the transformation of medieval society, paving the way for the Renaissance and the dawn of a new era. The Renaissance witnessed an explosion of artistic genius that left an indelible mark on Western civilization. Leonardo da Vinci, a polymath of unparalleled brilliance, embodied the Renaissance ideal of the universal man, excelling in painting, sculpture, engineering, and anatomy. His iconic Mona Lisa, with its enigmatic smile and masterful use of sfumato, continues to captivate viewers centuries later. Michelangelo, another towering figure of the Italian Renaissance, left an enduring legacy in his awe-inspiring frescoes adorning the Sistine Chapel ceiling and the poignant beauty of his David, a sculpture that epitomizes the Renaissance ideal of human perfection. Raphael, known for his harmonious compositions and graceful figures, further enriched the artistic landscape of the Renaissance with masterpieces like the School of Athens, a fresco celebrating the classical tradition that so inspired the Renaissance spirit. These artistic giants, along with a host of other talented painters, sculptors, and architects, transformed the way Europeans saw the world and their place in it. The Renaissance's impact, however, extended far beyond the realm of art. Science, too, experienced a profound awakening, challenging long-held beliefs and paving the way for the scientific revolution. Nicholas Copernicus, a Polish astronomer, dared to challenge the geocentric model of the universe, proposing instead a heliocentric system with the sun at the center. As the Renaissance reached its zenith, a storm was brewing within the Church, a crisis of conscience that would shatter the religious unity of Europe. The Catholic Church faced growing criticism for its perceived corruption, its wealth contrasting with the poverty of its parishioners. The sale of indulgences sparked outrage, seen as exploitation of religious belief. Martin Luther emerged as a vocal critic. He argued that salvation came through faith alone. In 1517, Luther nailed his 95 Theses to the Wittenberg Castle church door, challenging the church's authority. Section 3. A Legacy of Change. The Reformation profoundly impacted Western civilization, shattering religious unity and leading to new denominations. It spurred the rise of nation-states and emphasized education and literacy. The translation of the Bible into vernacular languages made scriptures accessible. The Reformation's legacy of religious freedom and individual conscience shapes our world today. Section 2. Pillars of Enlightenment. John Locke, an English philosopher and physician, laid the groundwork for the Enlightenment's emphasis on individual liberty and limited government with his two treatises of government. Locke argued that all individuals possessed natural rights to life, liberty, and property, rights that pre-existed government and could not be infringed upon by any earthly authority. Locke's ideas, particularly his concept of the social contract, the idea that government derives its legitimacy from the consent of the governed, would have a profound influence on the American Revolution and the drafting of the United States Constitution. Across the English Channel, French philosophers like Voltaire, Montesquieu, and Rousseau would make their own distinctive contributions to the Enlightenment. Voltaire, a fierce critic of religious intolerance and censorship, championed freedom of speech and freedom of thought as essential for human progress. His writings, often satirical and laced with wit, exposed the hypocrisy and abuses of power that he saw rampant in both church and state. Montesquieu, a French lawyer and political philosopher, argued for the separation of powers in government, believing that dividing governmental authority among different branches, legislative, executive, and judicial, would prevent tyranny and safeguard individual liberty. His ideas, outlined in his influential work, The Spirit of the Laws, would have a lasting impact on the development of constitutional government in both Europe and America. Section 1. Seeds of Discontent. The Enlightenment's emphasis on reason and liberty ignited change across Europe, shaking power's foundations. England, steeped in tradition and monarchy, faced transformative cross-currents. Religious strife, economic hardship, and Parliament's assertion sowed seeds of discontent. James III's reign saw growing tension between Crown and Parliament. Believing in divine right, James clashed with Parliament over taxation and policy. Parliament, representing gentry and merchants, guarded its rights against royal absolutism. Charles I inherited his father's belief, but lacked political acumen. Charles's autocratic policies and religious uniformity attempts alienated Parliament. His tax levies without consent sparked widespread resentment. The English Civil War loomed, pitting king against Parliament. In 1642, Charles's attempt to arrest 5 members in the Commons ignited conflict. The 5 members escaped, shattering hopes for a peaceful resolution. The English Civil War exposed deep divisions within society, along religious, political, and social lines. The Puritans imposed a strict moral code, closing theaters and banning festivities. Their rule alienated many. Cromwell's death in 1658 left a power vacuum. The Restoration brought Charles II to the throne, aiming to heal past wounds. The monarchy was no longer absolute. The 1689 Bill of Rights enshrined limited government and individual liberty. The British government, alarmed by the growing unrest in its American colonies, attempted to assert its authority through a series of coercive acts that only served to further alienate the colonists. The Tea Act of 1773, which granted the British East India Company a monopoly on the tea trade, sparked the Boston Tea Party, a brazen act of defiance in which colonists disguised as Native Americans dumped chests of tea into Boston Harbor. The British response was swift and severe. The intolerable acts, as they came to be known by the colonists, closed the port of Boston, restricted colonial self-government, and allowed for the quartering of British troops in private homes. These acts, far from quelling the rebellion, only served to strengthen the colonists' resolve. In 1775, the simmering tensions between Britain and its American colonies erupted into open warfare. The battles of Lexington and Concord, though militarily insignificant, marked the beginning of the American Revolution. The Second Continental Congress, convened in Philadelphia, assumed the role of a provisional government, organizing an army, and appointing George Washington, a Virginia planter and veteran of the French and Indian War, as its commander-in-chief. On July 4th, 1776, the Continental Congress took the momentous step of declaring independence from Great Britain. The Declaration of Independence, penned by Thomas Jefferson, eloquently articulated the colonists' grievances against British rule and proclaimed their right to self-government. Section 1. The Enduring Legacy. Our journey through history, from the fervor of the Crusades to the nascent stirrings of religious revivalism in 19th century America, has illuminated a path marked by both progress and regression, by moments of profound human achievement and periods of unimaginable suffering. We have witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the clash of ideologies, and the enduring human quest for meaning and purpose in a world often characterized by uncertainty and change. The Crusades, launched in the name of faith, remind us of the enduring power of belief to both unite and divide humanity. The Black Death, a pandemic of unimaginable scale, underscores the fragility of human existence and the transformative impact of catastrophe. The Renaissance, with its rebirth of art, science, and culture, stands as a testament to the human capacity for creativity and innovation, a beacon of light emerging from the darkness of the Middle Ages. The Reformation, sparked by Martin Luther's challenge to the Catholic Church, highlights the power of ideas to reshape societies and the enduring human search for spiritual meaning. The Age of Enlightenment, with its emphasis on reason, individual liberty, and the pursuit of knowledge, laid the groundwork for modern democracy and the ongoing struggle for human rights. Section 3. A mirror to ourselves. History is not merely a collection of dusty facts and dates. It is a living narrative, a tapestry woven from the threads of countless individual lives, each contributing to the grand and ever-evolving story of humankind. By studying the past, we gain a deeper understanding not only of where we come from, but also of who we are and what we might yet become. The challenges faced by those who came before us, though often different in their specific manifestations, resonate with timeless themes that continue to shape our world today. The struggle for power and justice, the search for meaning and purpose, the conflict between tradition and innovation, the tension between individual liberty and the common good. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, grappling with issues of globalization, technological advancement, environmental degradation, and social and political upheaval, the lessons of history serve as both a guide and a cautionary tale.